All right, today we're going to show you how to make let's see if it focuses. Yeah, man. Glue slugs. Don't know why that took so long to focus. These were just your number 8 skeet loads. Nothing special about them. They're cheap, plentiful, easy to work with. So first thing you're going to need, some kind of hot plate. Shotgun shells, obviously. I am using this is a metal quarter cup measuring spoon. Got it off Amazon. Works perfect for what I need because it's got the little dimple on the side to help making pouring easier. Some kind of little stir stick for big metal. I just use a little flathead screwdriver. Side cutters for cutting the glue sticks. I made this tool out of a 5/8 hole saw, like a little T-handle. Sharpen up the end of it really fine on the inside and outside so it cuts through the plastic nice and clean, or cleaner. Again, 5/8 hole saw, that's my cutting tool. And then you need something to kind of pack the shot down with afterward. This is an old, or not an old, wheel stud. I just ground the head of it to size and flatten it out. If you got like an old shell casing that happens to be the right size or whatever else that works, the heavier the better because you want it to stay cold when you're pushing them down, because if it heats up too quick, they stick to it. If this stays cold, the glue doesn't stick to it. So that's why I'm using something solid. So what we use for the glue, again, standard hot glue gun sticks. But we only need half. Drop that in a measuring cup, set it on the hot plate. I'll let the measuring cup cool down, so we'll take a couple extra seconds to get some heat back into it. Once you get into a rhythm of it, everything kind of stays warm and it goes a little bit quicker. Want to make sure you get this mostly melted before you get the shot in there, because once the shot's in there, it's hard to move this thing around when it's still somewhat solid. So we'll just let that sit for a second. Shot shell, cutting tool. Tell by the sound when you're all the way through. Carefully pull that out. You might lose a couple of pellets, not too many usually. Pull out the top of the case. A couple fell into the tool, so I'm going to put those in there right now. That's what you get when you cut it open. Pour that in there. You get a couple extra stragglers hanging in the top. You can get those out with either a pick or just kind of massage the case, and they come right out. Now we're going to give these a little mix, get everything good and coated, and get some heat into the lead. Obviously not enough to melt it. Hot plate is more than capable of doing that. Or this hot plate is, at least. But you want to get enough heat that they'll keep the glue warm so everything flows into the shell better. Oop, missed one piece. I'll get everything good and runny. Now if the glue starts to smoke, you're probably getting close to too hot. I have had the lead melt with glue around it and nothing caught fire, nothing burned away. So the flash points and melting points do conflict. Kind of start kneading it over to the one side. Getting it ready to pour. Then carefully bring it over to your shot shell. Make sure your work area is nice and clean. That way you got somewhere to rest your hand and be nice and stable. And you're just going to let them slowly flow in. using the little pick or screwdriver, whatever you're using as a stir stick, to help just kind of guide them. Don't want to go too fast. You want to go not too slow either. You want them to cool down. And they'll flow in and settle as you go. Even though it looks like it's about to overflow, they'll keep settling. Every single last one in there. We're going to take our tool to kind of press everything down. Make sure everything's below it. Just apply moderate pressure. You don't want to blow the case open because it is getting hot enough to where it can affect it. And in this case, the glue did stick, so maybe I had too much glue. Half a glue stick is a good rule of thumb. If you want to cut a little bit off of a half, that works too. Well, normally when it's cold they don't stick. But we'll make do. And there we go. Nothing's protruding, so you don't have to worry about anything slam firing in the magazine tube. You still have your roll crimp, so everything feeds nice and smooth. And this comes out as one solid slug, and they're fairly accurate. And whatever they hit, they pack a wallet. Pretty fun stuff. Alrighty.